Hello, my name is Jean and I'm an alcoholic. I've been sober since 1987, and so that's well over 35 years. And I want to tell you a little bit about what it was like. I was a commissioned salesperson before I got sober, and I made my own hours, and that's pretty dangerous for somebody that likes to drink. Of course, my disease had progressed. And one day I was supposed to work with a coworker. Um, I was telling her that I wanted to go to an Al-Anon meeting because it was the people in my life that had problem with drinking and not me. So I said, yes, let's work together today. But first, can we go to this Al-Anon meeting? Well, we show up to where the Al-Anon meeting is supposed to be. There was, could not find it. It was in a school and I just could not find it. So she convinced me to get back in the car and we'd go to her house and we'd have a meeting together. So that's what we did. I went to her house and we sat by her pool and started having a conversation. And she said that to me, she confided that I was the one that had the drinking problem and that she'd seen it because her brother was also, who was around my age. He had a drinking problem and he didn't make it. He died of the disease. And her story was really convincing. And she offered to take me to recovery that day to a hospital unit, a 30-day hospital unit. And at that time, I really had not had any experience knowing anything about alcoholism. And I didn't realize that I was an alcoholic, but her story was so convincing. And I knew I was in trouble and I knew I couldn't really control it. So I did say yes to her that day. So she took me in. And there I learned about the disease of alcoholism. I did get clean physically, but also I became aware of what my choices in life would be, which was as an alcoholic who couldn't stop drinking, it was either jails, institution, or death. And I was already in an institution, so I didn't like the options of jail or death. So I decided to keep an open mind and to do whatever they told me to do. So then it became time to leave the sober unit. They asked me what I wanted to do. I knew if I went back to my circumstances I was in before, I knew that I would start drinking again because I tried to get sober on my own without any program, and I knew that it didn't work on my own. So I opted for, they had found some women's recovery homes for me to go into. So I opted for that. And I went into that, and that was several months program. I think it was around 90 days. So I did go back to work, and that feeling of having a panic attack left after I started getting used to being at the work. I'd been at the job for a long time. Things got to be pretty regularly. I did go to a women's recovery house where they allowed you to work and also stay in the home. So I did that. And so getting back to work did give me a sense of being back in the real world, but it was a slow process. After that, I found a place from the classified ads at that time that allowed, that said no drinking and no smoking. So I decided to rent that a room. I actually was still a smoker at that time, but I did give it up because I wanted to have a roof over my head. Let's put it that way. Then, life went on. I found a home group. It took a while. It took me a couple of years before I actually found what I felt was home. And in that home group, I met my spouse. I met some very good friends. We didn't have a lot of family around us. So, we had some friends that said we were uncle and aunt. And so that was really good because AA was giving me a family. It was giving me hope. It was giving me a program. That gave me a lot of years at that one meeting that we attended on Friday nights. Fast forward, we decided to retire in another state, and we went to Iowa from California. And in Iowa, it was being all new again in AA. And so we went to a couple meetings, and we found a group that we felt comfortable with. From that group, I became a GSR. And from that group, after a couple years of being a GSR, I was nominated to do a newsletter. And I'd never done a newsletter before. So did the newsletter. And then after that, I became a grapevine rep. And all the service, I learned of things about myself I didn't know I was capable of doing. And I really, really enjoy retirement now because I have an AA family. We have also a family that lives not too far away, but we have our AA family, which is really special. And I really am so grateful for getting sober and showing me a new way to live. And I am just really happy to be sober and helping other people now and sponsoring. And life is good. I had no idea it could be as good as it is. So I hope that y'all can stay on this path with me. And I want to thank you for letting me share with you today.